Okay everyone, I'm back here in my kitchen, and like I promised, excuse me, like I promised, I'm gonna be making a dessert for a get-together, a soiree that I have tomorrow, and it's gonna be tiramisu. So I looked up at different recipes online, and this is the one that I was most satisfied with because it doesn't seem to be that complicated. We'll go ahead and get started with the ingredients for this dessert. Okay, so these are going to be the ingredients for this tiramisu that I'm going to be making for you guys today. First and foremost, we have 6 egg yolks. I was going to use 5 egg yolks, but this one, the middle yolk was kind of tiny, so I decided to just throw in another one just in case, you know. 2 tubs of mascarpone cheese. This is actually an 8-ounce tub of the cheese. The recipe calls for 2. Some vanilla extract that you're going to be using to flavor the mixture with. Some Cool Whip. I'm actually cutting a corner here because, like I said, you actually need whipping cream that you can whip, you know, with an electric mixer or a standing mixer. I really don't have one right now, so I'm gonna be making a little bit of a cheat with Cool Whip, which works perfectly fine. A cup of espresso. Any strong brewed coffee would work best. They do recommend espresso, so if you have espresso powder or if you can make your own, you can go ahead and do that, but I just decided to get that and make sure that it's at room temperature. This is already cooled down so that you can go ahead and later dunk some ladyfingers in. These are biscotti savoiardi, and these are perfect for tiramisu and actually Italian. And what I found interesting is that is on the back there is a recipe for tiramisu, which is very similar to the one that I'm going to be following this time. However, this is not going to be the recipe I'm going to be using, so I'm going to be using one that I actually found, and it worked pretty well, I thought. And finally, a cup of sugar, which is going to be the initial thing that we're going to be mixing along with the egg yolks. So these are going to be the ingredients for the tiramisu, and right now I'll go ahead and show you the assembly process right now. Okay, so to get started with the tiramisu, you actually have to make a zabaione cream, which is actually a mixture of eggs and sugar that is going to be prepared over this double boiler, which is a bowl that goes over this simmering pot of water that is actually going to help us cook the egg yolk and make sure that you dissolve the sugar and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that process right now. So we're going to be mixing this for about 6 to 8 minutes. That's what the recipe called for. And you can go ahead and dissolve the sugar entirely. You want to make sure that you cook the egg yolks until they reach a pale yellow creamy color. Once you go ahead and reach that point, you can go ahead and take it off the heat and allow it to cool. So after whisking for 8 to 10 minutes, the mixture, like I said, is a paler, creamier yellow color, and it's all combined and smooth. I kind of scraped it down with a spatula just so I could get the mixture all in the middle and whisk it vigorously. You do have to whisk a lot so that you can get it to this consistency right here. So once it reaches that, you can go ahead and take it off the heat and allow it to cool completely before moving on to the next steps. Okay, so now that the egg yolk mixture has cooled down completely, I'm going to go ahead and add the mascarpone cheese, and I'm going to go ahead and mix it along with the Cool Whip and the vanilla. So this should give you like a more consistent mixture, and that's going to be spread onto the coffee soaked ladyfingers that are going to be lining the dish. And I'm going to be using this square dish. So I'll go ahead and show you right now how that looks when it's assembled. So this is the mixture, how it looks like after the 2 tubs of mascarpone have been added. The thing that I'm going to be adding now is going to be about a tablespoon of vanilla. I actually found it was easier to mix it with a whisk rather than a spatula, just to get everything perfectly blended and smooth. So I'm going to go ahead and blend the vanilla, and then I'm going to go ahead and fold in the whipping cream. Okay, so the vanilla has been mixed, and I already have the whipping cream ready to fold it in. I don't think I'm going to be able to show you how to fold it properly because I have to be holding the phone, but you essentially take the spatula and you just go around and fold it in, you know, just so you don't lose any of the volume that the cream adds to it. So once that's set, then we can go ahead and assemble the ladyfingers on the dish, and we can go ahead and assemble the tiramisu. So after several minutes of folding and folding and folding, even though it didn't look like it was going to come together, the mixture is already perfectly smooth and blended. As you can see, it's like doubled in size, and it's very, very creamy. It is gonna pair up really well with the coffee soaked ladyfingers. So I'm gonna go ahead and now show you guys how to assemble the cookies and the layers of the tiramisu on the plate. Okay, so now I'm ready to go ahead and assemble the first layer of the tiramisu. You want to go ahead and get some of the lady fingers, and you pretty much just soak them for a couple of seconds in the coffee. Remember, the coffee has to be like already cooled down for it to work, and then you just go ahead and lay them on the bottom of your dish. So you go ahead and just keep doing this until you get all of your bottom covered, and then you cover it with the delicious cream that we already made. Pardon if I'm making a mess, but it's kind of cumbersome. You know, I actually need Mike for me to be able to do all of this with ease, and instead of like dripping coffee everywhere. But you go ahead and pretty much just layer them all on the bottom, and then you spoon a little bit of the mixture on top of them, and then you just go ahead and continue making layers. Okay, so the tiramisu is finally assembled. I don't know if I can go ahead and lift this, but you can see the layers of the coffee soaked ladyfingers and the cream cheese mixture and everything. It's ready to go into the fridge. They recommend putting it in the fridge for at least 8 hours, but it will get better as it sits. So a couple of days is optimal if you want to go ahead and enjoy all the melding and the mixing of the flavors and everything in the dessert. So this is going to go into the fridge, and tomorrow we'll go ahead and show you guys how it tastes. Some of the other recommendations that they have for the dessert is, like, of course, you know, if you make your own whipped cream, it's actually much better. I cut a corner because I really didn't have a mixer at hand right now. The other thing that I forgot to mention is that you just sprinkle the top of the tiramisu with cocoa powder before cutting into it and serving it. But for right now, I tasted a little bit of the cream, and it was actually very, very good. So this is what it looks like. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the fridge until tomorrow. You cover it with a little plastic wrap or some aluminum foil, just so it doesn't get any flavors from the fridge. So this is gonna be the tiramisu, guys. We'll go ahead and check it out tomorrow when it's ready to be cut into. So yeah, we'll catch you guys right now. Good evening, everyone. This is Sunday, and I have a guest here, Mike. Oh my God, this is what you're gonna get to taste right now. So finally, after learning about it since whenever I was gonna make it, so he's gonna go ahead and give us his expert opinion on the tiramisu that I did for this weekend. But you can go ahead and taste it and tell us how you like it.
Oh my God.
Is it good?
It's good. It's light. It's amazing.
It's very light. I really like the texture that it came out with, but I wanted to go ahead and share and see if you like it. What happened?
It's good.
It's getting
Very
stuck.
good.
But
thank you.